Fabrizio Romano provides clarity on Spurs star's contract amid transfer links with European giant. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Before we dive into this update, be sure to press that subscribe button and keep up with all the latest news. Keeping hold of key players has been a problem for Tottenham over the years due to the lure of some of Europe's giants, and now a potential Christian Romero transfer release clause has become a topic of discussion. Does Christian Romero have a transfer release clause? Fabrizio Romano sets the record straight. Christian Romero has become the most recent player to have been linked with a move to the Santiago Bernabeu. However, it appears that Real Madrid will not be able to land him on the cheap. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has taken to social media platform X to provide some clarity on the details in Romero's existing contract at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium amid the speculation of a potential switch to the Champions League holders. Romano has squashed reports from Argentina which suggested that the central defender has a £65 million transfer release clause as part of his contract. He wrote on X, "There's no £65 million release clause into Cuti Romero's contract at Spurs despite reports from Argentina. Tottenham considered him untouchable last summer despite interest from top clubs." Football Insider reported last month that Tottenham are eager to get Romero to sign a new deal amid the interest from the La Liga giants. The 26-year-old spoke about his future as part of the Tottenham first-team squad back in August, where he insisted that he was focused on winning a trophy this season, despite rumours about his future, and is under contract until June 2027. Romero told ESPN Argentina, "I always strive to play at my best. I have a lot of respect for Tottenham. They've always given me a lot of support here, so I like playing here. I don't think about other clubs or their possibilities. I know there's a lot of talk about a possible move, but I'm calm. At my club I play differently to the national team, more forward. I still have years left in Europe, and I want to see where I can go. Hopefully this year we can win a title at Tottenham." Romero has struggled on occasion at the start of the new Premier League campaign, and has certainly played his part on more than one occasion in Spurs conceding, notably against Leicester and during Tottenham's 3-2 defeat at Brighton at the weekend. It can be frustrating when Romero seems to play out of his skin for Argentina, and does not make the same basic mistakes when representing his country compared to when he is playing for Tottenham. For a player who is being linked with Real Madrid, he needs to iron out the silly errors he keeps on making if he is to be considered a top player. Arguably, it should be Mickey van der Ven who is instead making clubs sit up and take notice. Tottenham are reportedly considering a move for Espanyol winger Javi Puado as Ange Postecoglou looks to strengthen his squad in the January transfer window. According to Football Transfers, Tottenham have identified Espanyol winger Puado as a target for the winter transfer window. It's claimed that the once-capped Spanish international caught the attention of Spurs scouts while watching loanee Alejo Veliz in action at the beginning of September against Real Vallecano. Puado, who is out of contract at the end of the season, has scored 3 goals in 8 La Liga appearances so far this term. If the 26-year-old doesn't sign a new deal with Espanyol before January, Tottenham will be able to open pre-contract talks with him ahead of a potential free transfer next summer. Alternatively, Spurs could capitalise on his contract situation by trying to snap him up for a cut-price fee in January, as suggested by the report. Tottenham are in a good position when it comes to the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules and are ready to back Postecoglou in the transfer market. Spurs, however, are already strong in wide areas, which brings into question whether a winger like Puado will be a priority for them in January. Tottenham are already looking ahead to the next transfer window, and one such player is Antoine Seeno, who has had a blistering start with Bournemouth in 2024-25, with 3 goals and 1 assist to his name so far. This form has not gone unnoticed, and it now seems that Spurs, as well as Liverpool and Newcastle, are paying close attention to the versatile Bournemouth attacker. That's according to a report from Give Me Sport, which claims all 3 clubs are considering making a move for the Ghana international in 2025. Bournemouth are now fearful they may lose another key player after the departure of Dominic Solanke to Spurs in the summer, and are keen to avoid a similar situation. The good news for Bournemouth is they do not necessarily need to sell Semenyo, as he has 5 years left on his current contract. It is said it would only be through the player pushing for a move or a big offer coming in that the Cherries would let him go. A report from Fichajes last week claimed Semenyo was one of Tottenham's top transfer targets now, and suggested they may need to pay upwards of £33 million to bag the Bournemouth star. The prospect of Semenyo linking up with Solanke once more, this time in Spurs colours, is a tantalising one. He's the kind of player who fits the profile Tottenham and Ange Postecoglou are looking for, offering lots of energy, dynamism, versatility and creativity. Meanwhile, Tottenham continue to be linked with talented Crystal Palace playmaker Eberechi Eze. Recent reports suggest that they are fully expected to move for the England star in 2025. Spurs are likely to face fierce competition for Eze's signature though. Manchester City, Liverpool and Arsenal are also thought to be admirers of his and will be in the mix to sign him. Eze is under contract at Selhurst Park until 2027, but his deal includes a release clause of £68 million, which reportedly becomes active next summer. It has been suggested that £60 million could be enough to lure Eze away from Crystal Palace, and it seems likely that one of his suitors will match that price tag. Eze can play as an attacking midfielder or left winger, so could compete with the likes of James Maddison and Son at Tottenham. Tottenham have long been linked with Lille striker Jonathan David, but they are not the only club keen on the Canadian forward. Arsenal also have the 24-year-old on their radar, as do a number of top clubs in England and across Europe. Now, the latest from Football España suggests the two London rivals will be going head-to-head for the marksman next summer, as he will be available on a free transfer. Jonathan David has apparently informed Lille that he will not be renewing his contract, and as such, clubs would be able to snap him up for nothing, allowing them to use their funds on his wages instead. He will be able to sign a pre-contract agreement with clubs outside of France from January 1st, 2025. I've always been a keen advocate for sticking with Richarlison, but his injury issues are just making him far too unreliable now, and we need to get someone in who can properly challenge Solanke. Jonathan David is the ideal fit for us, and if we can get him for nothing, we should be looking to arrange that deal as soon as the new year arrives. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications on our latest content. Don't forget to like this video and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow our Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs!